YouTube. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys all had an awesome weekend. I know mine was pretty busy. On Saturday, hubby and I had to go and pick up our taxes from H&R Block. Our son was with us, and then we went out for dinner for my birthday at the Keg. Haven't eaten there for, oh my goodness, I want to say probably about 7 years now, 7, 8 years. And the meal was all right. It was a little expensive for the three of us, but we made through. And then today, hubby and I, we had to go to the bank and go do groceries and some other running around. So I'm here now. So today on Sunday, I go over the progress on the project from the book, My Head to Toe Winter Knits Projects. You guys have been voting on which project I make when. And the current project is a graphic snood that I am currently working on. And here is a picture of the example. Now, it's got to be 58 inches long. So to me, it's an affinity scarf. But they call it a snood. There is a poll up for the next 3 projects to choose from. So if you guys wouldn't mind maybe going over there quickly after you watch the video and click on my post underneath my name and all that stuff, where you can find my videos, my playlists, my shorts, my lives, all that kind of stuff. There's a button you can push on the far right hand side that says post. Click on it. There's only I think 4 things under my post, this one being one of them, and click on A, B, or C, or 1, 2, 3, or just in the order they're written in. I think it says 1, 2, 3. I know it's more entertainment for me. You guys probably really don't care what I make next, but it'd be interesting to see which item wins next out of this book. So, now as you saw in that picture, the snood is made with 6 colors. When I started this snood, I thought, okay, I'm going to do all pastel colors. I've got 6 of them. It will look wonderful, including color white. So 5 pastels and a white. So it makes 6 colors in total. Well, the blue and the green I used to start with were almost identical. I go back to the older videos showing that it's really hard to see the difference. And those squares, when I had them in the order I did, fell on top of each other, and literally the green was sandwiched in between the 2 blues. And the green was only brought once throughout the whole pattern, like one section. So I started off, I didn't like that too much. And then because the green's only used, and there's 9 sets to the graft, I think. I'm just going to double count because I can't remember. Yeah, 9. And because the blue or the green was only used once, so you got to cut it up. So you're not going to carry that all the way up. And it was a lot of ends to tie in. And as you guys who follow me for a while have known, my sewing skills are not the best, especially on amigurumis. But when having to sew in in the ends and stuff in knitting, I don't like crocheting. It's so much easier to hide the strands of yarn in amongst the stitches. Knitting, you got to be a little more pristine on where you and how and where you put those little strips of tie-in, because it will be noticeable on the front side if you don't do it right. I just wing it and it looks awful every time. So I prefer not to have many tie-ins. So after I did the whole first set of the graft, I looked at it and I hemmed and hawed about it, and I decided, you know what, I'm not doing it that way. It's just too much. And the back looked terrible. And between having the tips of the tie-in strands and then the floats of the other colors, it would have been a lot more work than it's been to this point. Now, to get it to the length roughly that it calls for, I think I gotta do 9 repeats, and right now I'm on the 4th repeat. And I decided, because of all those colors and multiple strands, I was gonna do 2. Now I kind of wish in a way I had a white or a cream color or something like that, and the Red Heart ombre yarn, because I thought that would look really nice. Because then throughout the color work, it would change colors. I thought that would look pretty neat. I don't own a single skein of Red Heart ombre. I've never had any. I don't know. I just kind of veered off of the ombre, the Red Heart yarn in general. But I do want to actually get my hands on hopefully some for a blanket I would like to make, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I may just end up doing it with solid colors. We'll have to wait and see. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do it in 2 colors. I thought white obviously is going to be one, and what color am I going to put with it? I looked at the 5 other skeins of solid pastel colors I had with my white originally, and the one that had the most, it felt like in the skein, was this lilac color I have. I'm using, well, the lilac's Burnett Premier. The white, I think one of them might be Burnett Premier, but I think the other one is, actually give me one moment, I could tell you. The other white is a white Super Value. And between the 2 whites, there is a slight difference. The Super Value is more white, where the other white that I'm currently using has just a tinge of yellow. But when I joined this other white, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Now, I do know the current white I am using is a smidge, which is the, I think it's the Premier. Is it the same as the purple? Yeah, I think it's the Premier, and the Premier seems to be a little more plump than the Super Value. So there is a slight difference in the yarn. They're both worsted weight yarn. I'm going with it. If it's noticeable in the work, then it's noticeable. I don't think it's gonna make a big deal. Okay, so on the front here, where the little dolphin stitch marker is the end of the chart. So it makes it easier for me to figure out where in the chart I am. The little wooden bead that's in the middle up further is where I was last week. So here is where I'm at so far. I hope you guys like it. Like I said, there's the wood bead where I was last week, or last time I showed to you guys. This stitch marker down here is the end of the 3rd set. Like I said, I'm on my 4th repeat. And this will give you an idea of what the scarf looks like. Yes, it does curl on itself. And even if you look at the picture in the book, this may be actually a project I may block. I have not yet decided. Originally I was going to do it just long enough to be like a little cow. But I thought, you know what? Nope, we're just going to continue with it. And then at the bottom here, where I started. That's the front. Now the back, like I said, because before, a lot of floats, a lot of different strands of yarn hanging. And in my opinion, I thought I was going to end up wasting more yarn doing it that way with all those strands I'm cutting off. But with just 2 colors, I've only had so far 2 strands of yarn. I will have 2 more, counting the white, once I add in the other skein of white. But here's what the back looks like, and it's so much more neater. Yeah, it still has the floats and everything, and as you can see, this side here has no floats, and this side does, because it always changes on the even rows. And each little block area is either 4 or 6 rows long before the color changes. So yeah, there is a little difference, but again, it's going to be warm, and that's all that really matters, right? Especially with some of the winters we get here in Southern Ontario. So that is it so far. I'm going to say I'm maybe roughly, well, I'm at 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Sorry, I'm on my 4th. So I'm not quite halfway done the pattern yet, like the whole infinity scarf. But even if it stays curled up and then you wrap it around, it's going to be like warm, like nice and thick, warm. It's a worsted weight yarn. 4 plies, obviously warmer yarn. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's project. Tomorrow's Monday. I would normally do a blanket for you guys Monday, but like I said, I want to start this other blanket, and I don't have the yarn yet for it, so I'm not sure if I'll have a project for you guys tomorrow or not, unless I start maybe another mosaic or mandala. Yeah, I may start another mandala. But I do want to do a mosaic blanket for you guys. I have one already picked out. I just gotta get the supplies for it, and I have not yet done so. So I don't know if you guys will have a video for tomorrow. And then Tuesdays will be the update on my red top. I'm actually, I think before I start working on that some more, I'm going to try it on. I'm thinking it's going to be a little more on the looser side, because I actually wore my blue top recently, the one I just made. And it ended up fitting a lot looser than it originally did when I tried it on. I've not washed it yet or anything. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know about the wool or the yarn content of either the blue or the red top that I'm currently working on. So washing it is hand cold water only, like flat to dry. Because I don't like if it shrinks a little, either one of the tops I'd be okay with. They'd fit me better. But if they stretch, then it's a waste. And I don't know which way it would go. The only thing I could do is with the red and blue yarn, maybe do a little swatch. And next time I do a load of laundry, throw the like measure them and stuff so I know the width, length, and all that kind of stuff of each swatch. Throw them in a normal wash and see how it comes out, and then I can determine if it's going to be hand washed or machine washed. But anyways, that's for another day. Again, thank you guys very much for stopping by. If you are new and you like what you see and would love to see upcoming projects I'm working on, please consider hitting that subscription button. Turn on the bell, all notifications. I try to put a video pretty much every day. I do know this weekend coming up, I will not have a few videos out due to it's Easter weekend. And Tendo and hubby and I will be at the camper all weekend, weather permitted. Of course, long weekend of the year. And I think we're due for rain. So I don't know if we're just going to stay home or what we're going to do yet. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.